What is a sign that someone is lonely? Before we start with the first story, please hit the subscribe button and ring the notification bell to stay updated with us. Number 15. Constant apologies and bribery. I don't have many friends and I find myself apologizing for every little thing I do. If I could make one blanket apology for my existence, I would. I think since I'm lonely, I overcompensate and try to please everyone to receive any sort of social validation. I'm worried I'll drive away anyone who comes into my life, so I'll be as agreeable as possible. It's the same reason I like to bake. People care about you a little bit when you have cookies. Number 14. Their eyes light up when talking with you, but start to diminish to darkness when it's over, or they feel like they're annoying you. Or at least that's what I feel like I do. Edit. Oh, and if you find someone like me who's doing this, whatever conversation I just faded away from, find out more if you can. Sincerely, all of us. Number 13. Convincing yourself you are undateable and being convinced anyone flirting with you is only doing so to laugh at you or manipulate you. That girl smiled at you? She's interested in you. No, she isn't. Hey, I'm interested in you. No, you aren't, even if you are. Number 12. Getting that excited kind of hopeful look on their face if they accidentally overheard you making plans to go out/do something with another coworker, because you know they are just hoping they get an invite extended to them. I am this person. I ditched my very toxic friend group a couple years ago, and now I just work all the time. Every time I hear the girls at work making plans to go get drinks, I'm just thinking, please invite me. Please invite me. The messed up thing is I only go maybe half of the times I get invited, and I usually only stay for one drink because I'm too tired to be out late. But I just like feeling included in something sometimes. Number 11. They'd overshare. Their eyes light up like a star when someone texts them or talks to them. They get excited when invited to anything. All of their music is sad or has something sad behind it. They don't have a lot of stories to tell because frankly they don't get invited at all. They might hate themselves. They try to occupy as little space as possible. They will do anything and help everyone who asks them to. They dwell in the past or in their fantasy, other worlds, because theirs is not what they hoped it would be. Number 10. This will be buried, but my heart is broken about it. We had a garage sale this weekend, and there was this elderly man that showed up bright and early the first day. He came back 3 other times that day, spending about a half hour hanging around each time. He did buy a few things, but nothing too spectacular. But the most difficult part was seeing that he was the first to arrive the second day. He stayed 4 hours at a time. We pulled out a chair for him and grilled him a cheese. He was just lonely and really had no other wait or person to occupy his time. He's a sweet old man. We offered our number under the guise of his interest in a truck that is for sale. I wonder if he'll use it. I wanted nothing more than to give him a giant hug. Number 9. This is probably going to get buried, but whenever I feel lonely and I desperately try to talk to anyone I can online, because I'm too introverted to talk Earl, and just vent or talk about random things about my life or just things in general. There's lots of people who seem to agree on here, but I sometimes wish I could just meet people and befriend them, even if they know I'm lonely and are just genuinely nice. I guess I ask for too much sometimes. I hope some of you can find someone you can talk to when you're lonely. Number 8. I notice that when they laugh, they have a particularly sad look in their eyes. I know I am lonely because I get unreasonably upset if people leave me out of things. I also am paranoid that everyone actually hates me. I know it's not true. People have lives, are busy, etc. I live alone, and there are times where I don't speak a single word for multiple day stretches. Number 7. When they overshare a little, not in a way that shows they have no clue what's appropriate, but when they do realize it's a little borderline, but they don't have anyone else to talk to about whatever it is. Man, this is me so much. I try not to do it sometimes, especially when I'm having a less than great day. I just end up telling my entire life story to some person that I barely know or just on a random Reddit thread. Number 6. They rarely leave the house for any activity besides work. Frequently asked what others are doing. Never have any plans to spend their free time. Bitterness, maybe even jealousy towards others and their relationships. Nothing makes me happier than seeing another person happy. Nothing makes me sadder than seeing 2 people happy together. Number 5. I'm a long-time server at a restaurant, and I have an unconventional form of identifying a lonely person. Scenario. A family of 4 goes out to eat. 2 parents, a 5-year-old, and an infant. Parents sit down, order, and pull their phones out. The child gets to coloring, finishes, and tries to show his parents the masterpiece. But the parents don't look. Hell, most of the time they don't even respond unless it's to scold him for interrupting their phone time. Here is this child, literally asking and starving for his parents' attention, but he gets none. I bet the situation at home for him is the same, if not worse. When I see that, it pisses me off so much. I always try to learn the child's name, ask what he drew, then ask the parents myself what they think of it. I then have him sign it, then help me hang it up on the employee memo board. Also, despite the parents, that kid gets free ice cream 100% of the time. Not even the worst parents would take away their child's ice cream. If I catch the parents eating it, I bring another and say, "I noticed your parents eating your ice cream. This one is just for you, and restaurant rules say you can't share this one." I don't care when the parents glare at me or say something. I gave that child exactly what it needed. Social interaction with an adult. Parents, figure this out. Put your phones down and talk with your kids. Number 4. Excessive daydreaming. Otherwise known as maladaptive daydreaming, it is an extensive fantasy activity that replaces human interaction and or interferes with academic, interpersonal, or vocational functioning. I used to do this a lot when I was younger, switching to characters in and out of my daydreams and interweaving them with my own personal life in my head. Number 3. This thread hits me like a freaking truck. So true. I think a sign would be that lonely people are those who never go with anyone or are unsure should they tag along with someone during break time. They usually just sit for a while fidgeting before leaving for the canteen. You don't find them excited about break, since you know it's already awkward enough. Number 2. Sometimes you meet goofball/dopey/cheesy personalities, and they are the loneliest people out there. If they push you away in an unpopular way or don't want to be real with you, it might be because they assume the outcome will be rejection, which is something they've felt far too often. I'm guilty of this. I think my thought process is that if I can make people laugh, even at my own expense, they'll stick around for just a little while longer or maybe even start to like me. Number 1. Often talks about fantasy worlds and reality. Also may quote them or do actions from them. Regularly has no response when spoken to due to lack of participating in conversations. Scrolling through social media in group environments. Frequent checking of phone/same handful of social apps. Constant apologizing or giving to friends so they'll stay around. Source: me. This thread feels like a personal attack. And that's all the 15 best stories. If you like more of this, please hit the thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. You can also share your similar experience in the comment below. See you in the next video.